Hey folks, how you doing? This is our wrap-up show, episode 42. We just spouted a whole bunch of crazy stuff. It wasn't complete nonsense. We actually did have a lot of messages in there. They kind of were all over the place, and it was kind of, if it's the first time you've ever listened to the episode, any episode, it definitely shows you an all-encompassing theme that we have. I'm very anti-capitalism and money. We talk a lot about race and a lot about homosexuality and the bigotry that's out there and the racism that still exists. We didn't hit women's rights. I'm kind of disappointed in us.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
We didn't get there. But that'll come.
Again.
That'll come. There were a couple of little stories that I never got a chance to talk about just because we actually ranted and went on a lot longer than I expected. So I pulled a lot of fun little articles and stuff to try and just kind of fill up the show. But we went way over what I thought we were going to do. So this one is a local one. I decided to pull something that was kind of local here in the DFW area. There was this gentleman. He went on vacation. Dave Underwood lives in Fort Worth. And whenever he came back, the city of Fort Worth had demolished his house. How would you like that? Coming back from vacation, you're like, man, I just had not. That's like if I came back from my vacation over in Alabama and my apartment was just gone. Like, what the fuck? So what happened was that apparently a house next to his on Watercress Drive was condemned, and they were supposed to demolish it. And somehow in the whole process there was a mix-up, and they went to his house instead and just leveled it. Like, he came home to a slab of concrete. That was it. Like, they had already cleaned it up too. Just a fucking slab of concrete. As far as what the city of Fort Worth is doing for this guy, I'm not 100% sure, but that's a pretty shitty way to end the vacation.
I told Eric they had just recently, that was last week over there in Fort Worth, and then just a couple days ago, there was a story came out of MacArthur, Ohio, where a similar situation, a woman had went on vacation. And she came back, and her house, like, her locks had been changed, all of her furniture, all of her belongings were cleared out of the house. And what happened was she called the cops to look into it to find out she thought she'd been robbed, basically. And, you know, after a little bit of police work, they determined that an actual bank, the First National Bank of Wellstone, in that town, had foreclosed on her house, and they sent people over there to pull all the goods out of it and sell them or do whatever they're going to do to it to try and make some money back. The problem was they were actually supposed to repo the house across the street from hers, and that's not even the bank that she has her note with or anything. The police told her, they're like, well, we find out who did it, you know, so kind of good luck, you're on your own now. I love that. And so she's been fighting with the bank, and she made a listing of all her items and stuff and went with them and said, you know, you guys owe me like 18 grand basically for all the stuff that you took out of my house. And they're like, no, we're not going to pay that. So now she's probably ended up having to go to court over that. So,
like, I don't understand that. So,
see, I thought that was bad until you told me the guy got his house demolished. I'm like, okay, well, she got off easy then. So what's she bitching about, you know?
Well, I mean, okay.
Her house is still there.
Let's just say hypothetically that my friend, he gets a new house, buys a new house, and he needs me to, like, demolish something in his front yard or something while he's on vacation. He's like, hey man, this tree is about to die. I need you to come over and, you know, take it down or whatever it is. And then I pick the wrong house and fucking destroy it. Or, you know, he tells me to come over, hey, the back door will be unlocked, you know, just take this or whatever. And it just so happens that I picked the wrong house and the back door's unlocked, and I go in and I take the item. I am responsible for that. They will come after me, and I am going to be responsible to take care of that. And the police will make sure that it's done. But when it comes to a fucking bank, it's just like, hey, we found out who did it. It's this dude. Have fun.
Yeah, good luck. You're on
No,
your own.
that wouldn't fucking happen if it was me. The cops would come to my apartment. They would tell me explicitly what I need to do. And I would be forced to, by law, to fucking fix whatever damages or things that I took. The fuck? Like, are you shitting me? Somehow they get absolved? That's fucking ridiculous.
Well, I do have to say, the demolition of the house is a little bit new. The foreclosure thing, that's happened previously there, where banks have gone in and foreclosed on homes that they shouldn't have foreclosed on. I think more of the time, though, it's actual banks that own the homes and they go in and do the foreclosures. This was a completely different thing. I thought it was just funny that the bank has nothing to do with this house. They don't hold her note.
That's what I'm saying.
Or
Like,
anything.
they don't.
So they had no
clout
no
whatsoever.
jurisdiction whatsoever. It was kind of funny. Like they said that their repo people made the mistake because their GPS led them to the wrong house. It's like, you had fucking house numbers. I mean, you might want to double check that. You think before they
before you fucking take everything.
Because like I guess they had keys or something. They tried to get in, they couldn't. So then they broke out windows and came in the back and removed everything. It's like, yeah. You always double check before you fucking repo a house or a car. Make sure you're getting the right one. Fucking little help out there. But yeah, the banks, I mean, it's funny that nothing happens to them no matter what.
Yeah, they're completely absolved. Fucking ridiculous. Another kind of fun story. I'm pretty sure everybody has heard the myth of the Fountain of Youth. And that was brought on very famously by the Spanish explorer Ponce de Leon. Who went through Puerto Rico and Florida looking for the Fountain of Youth. And one of the cities that he discovered, Punta Gorda, has had some, it's got a massive population of retirees that swear by this one little tap that they claim is the Fountain of Youth. The tap, first off, the water smells like rotten eggs. They claim that it tastes fine and it tastes good, actually. But the reason why it's got these wonderful healing powers is because it's radioactive. There's a poll out there that shows that about in Florida's water taps, there's roughly about 2 to 4% that have radioactivity in them. And back in the day, the limit was set for picocures at 5 per milliliter, and or per liter, sorry. And this one is up to 14.4 as of late. Way over the limit. And then the government standard for drinking water is 0. Just to let you know. Back then it was 5 was like considered okay, but now they're down to 0. However, this water does have a very high magnesium content. The World Health Organization recommends about 25 milligrams in a liter of water. And most Americans are magnesium deficient by definition. And this water tap has 46 milligrams of magnesium in it. So that's one thing that some scientists who are trying to figure out exactly what the hell these people are talking about, that's one thing that they think might contribute to the rejuvenation feeling that some of the people that drink this water tap get. But yeah, I thought that was kind of funny that to this day we still have this Fountain of Youth myth.
Yeah, I kind of have a theory, and I think it makes sense because it's a bunch of elderly people, and let's face it, now, especially with our Franken corn and all of our food and stuff, everybody gets a cancer now. Since this shit's radioactive, it's like permanent chemotherapy as they keep drinking the water and then they get the radiation and it's just killing off all the cancer cells. That's what it is. It's like chemo in a fucking cup, basically. So that's my theory on it. There's no scientific backing on that. I just came up with that, but I'm fucking going with it. And if they want magnesium, all you gotta do is eat nuts. You get a lot of magnesium from eating nuts.
That's true.
I'm just saying.
And this tap has been under threat for a while. As of late, it's gone quiet because I guess in Florida they don't give a shit. They're just like, hey, if you want to kill a black kid, go for it. Hey, if you want to drink radioactive water, go for it.
Okay. It's Florida, dude. Everything goes there.
But in 1974, the Clean Water Act was passed, and they tried to shut down the fountain, and the locals there just went ape shit and went crazy. And they actually have a guy that's been part of the government there, and he's tried to shut down the tap a lot, and they gave him the nickname Water Bill.
Water Bill.
And this guy's been trying to shut down the tap for a while. However, the government has done one thing, and they did put a public health notice sign next to the little fountain. It's you can find it. It's got these green tiles all around it, and it's there. It's like just on the side of a building or something like that. And so they put a sign that faces away from the street that says it exceeds the maximum contaminant level for radioactivity. So at least they're saying, hey, this water's got some shit that you may not want. But they're still letting them drink it. It's like, okay.
Florida's awesome.
Well, here's the thing, like, what about the sanctity of life? Like, I thought, we were supposed to help, like, little babies and fetuses, and supposed to do all this stuff for the sanctity of life, yet people are allowed to drink radioactive water that can potentially kill them?
Well, that's older people. Nobody cares. Like
They're out of the womb. I'm sorry, I forgot.
Like I was saying on the show too, we got to get rid of those older people anyway. We can't improve the country until we get rid of them. Listen to the podcast for context. There's funny. They did a skit on the Daily Show like a week or so ago about Florida and all this shit wrong with it, and how they need to change their motto to the worst fucking state.
Wow. No, there's some other heavy contenders out there.
Oh, we live in the fucking #1 contender. I think Texas is.
Texas is really bad.
Although we have pointed out North Carolina strong push recently.
They're really trying to take that title from us as the shittiest state.
We do our anniversary show in a year. We'll do I'll go through it and I'll do a little research and stuff, and we'll rank like the top 5 worst states or something, and give our fucking whoever wins, the king fucking state. But there was one other thing I saw this week. I thought this was funny. This came out. I guess it just came across.
Gotta wrap it up quick there, boy.
Middle of the week. This will be a fast one. The mayor.
Pizza's ready.
Uh-oh, pizza is ready. That's okay. You can let it cool down. You go take care of that, and I'll put this out. This is the greatness of this fucking thing we're doing. No, there's the police chief of a city called Gilberton, not Gilbertown, in Pennsylvania. Made some, he's been putting some, police chief, I want to stress that again, he's been putting out YouTube videos where he makes all these nice statements and everything. And
it's got a couple more minutes.
Some of them have come out, and this is funny. I guess he's been doing this for a while, but this just kind of made its way to the mainstream and stuff recently. In one of his videos, he says, makes a statement, "Fuck all you libtards out there. As a matter of fact, read my shirt." And he's got a shirt that says something about, kissing his ass or something. I can't remember now off the top of my head. Or liberals need to take it in the ass or something. And he's pointing at that. And then he says, "You take it in the ass. I don't give a fuck what you say. You can all just go fuck yourselves. Period. I won't be going to D.C. and I don't give a fuck. You fucking maniacs want to turn this into an armed revolt. Knock yourselves out. I'm not about to do that. So see you on the other side." He's one of these kind of I don't know, what do you want to call them, gun nuts, I guess, and stuff. And he's afraid of his rights being taken away. And then he put out another video saying that, "I'm calling on all true Americans, all militia members, all truth oath keepers to assemble. Be ready to march on the tyrannical country government right here in," I don't know what the name of this county is. It's a real fucked up name. It looks like Schuylkill, Pennsylvania. "Democrats are the true enemy of our country, our freedoms, our Constitution, along with the liberal news agencies, liberal news reporters, much like Hitler's Nazis. It's time we clean these anti-American thugs from office." And the mayor of the town came out and said, "Freedom of speech, he can say whatever he wants. I'm not going to take his job away from him." So he's a police chief, and he's advocating going to Washington and marching. Although he said earlier that he wouldn't go to Washington. And then in another video, he called on all Americans and militia members to go to Washington and get rid of all the liberals and the anti-American thugs from office. And you know, and then a lot of his videos and stuff, he preaches a lot of, I don't know, hate and.
I think we've gone too long. We've lost focus.
Have we?
Yeah.
Have we lost focus?
The camera's like, what the fuck is going on?
Hey, I'm over here. Well, we don't have.
There it goes.
We didn't turn the light on. Don't worry about it. You're not missing, seeing anything. But anyway, so I like this guy. He's a kind of a nobody because he's from a shitty little town. Otherwise, he could have won my Dick of the Week. But I just like the fact that he did all this, and the mayor's like, hey, First Amendment rights. He can say whatever he wants. It's like,
wow.
He's in charge of the law, and he's advocating a militia march on government to remove the anti-American thugs and stuff. It's like, okay, man, that's good to know he's in charge.
I love that phrase, that anti-American. Like,
if you don't believe what I believe in, then
you're
you're
anti-American. See, that's where we're very, very different. If you don't believe what I believe, and you believe that people should be able to carry their weapon wherever they choose, you believe that people have the right to kill little black kids. You believe that a woman has zero right to her body and should have every single fetus that she has birthed, and then she gets to figure out what to do with them afterwards.
Yeah.
Regardless of whether it's incest or threat to her life or anything like that. If you believe that gays somehow really affect your marriage and your life, I don't call you un-American. I call you a fucking moron. There's a huge difference. I don't actually sit there and say that you're somehow not a part of this country and that you have no voice. You do have a voice. You're just fucking wrong.
Nah, I agree. I mean, unfortunately, you are a part of this country.
I mean, I have to accept it. You're a part of America.
Hey, I'm all about
yeah, that
speech.
is like. I do agree that we should have roundtable discussions and that it should be that way, but it doesn't turn into that. What it turns into is this horrible idea that somehow you can. I mean, essentially, if they had their way, if you didn't think of the way they thought, they would just take away your citizenship. They would honestly do that. I have no doubt in my mind that they would have zero problem with taking away my citizenship because of the way that I think, even though I don't vote. Guarantee you they would. And if they had their way, if we didn't have laws that protected us, they would try like hell to silence us with force as well. And that's the huge difference, is I would not. I don't want to silence a guy like that. I just want him to understand why his ideas are negative, why his ideas are hurtful, and the detriment that they have to actual progress.
Well, I don't have a problem with him saying it, but I have a problem with him saying it in the position he's in. As the police chief of that town.
I mean, I have a problem with him saying it,
for
but
those
he
type
definitely
of
has the right to
comments,
say it.
I don't, I mean, it's just like, you work for a certain company, you can't go out and bash that company or do this or that, you're going to get fired, or everybody knows there's a certain time and a place for certain things. Like I said, freedom of speech is one thing, but he's advocating, basically, in roundabout terms, overthrowing the government, getting out the liberals, the people that you don't agree with. That's not really
how we're supposed to do things. That's un-American.
And as a police chief, as a person of that, in that stature in the community.
Actually, no, that's not un-American.
What, to want to overthrow the government?
No.
Well, I mean, if you want to go by the whole Thomas Jefferson.
I was about to say, I think Thomas Jefferson, he said that he thinks that every generation needs to have a revolution.
I think that's more of a, well, I don't know.
I mean, that's a blank statement. That's an open canvas.
I don't think that means we need to take up guns and go to the White House about once every 20 years and take them all. I don't think that's exactly what he meant by that. I think he meant more metaphorically speaking, like, if you see shit's wrong,
well, that's what I mean.
It's just like now. If gay rights aren't progressing, racial, civil rights aren't progressing, people need to stand up and go fight for them, like they did in the 60s, Maybe now we need to start doing it a little bit again, because there's certain things that seem to be, getting pushed away. Voting rights are, kind of being debased a little bit. You're seeing different things happen in these states with these voter IDs or stuff, purging the voters, trying to take away some rights. Maybe it's time for people to stand up and fight again for that. I think it's more, like I said, more metaphorically. Go out and let your voice be heard. I don't think it means like these militias are all like, we gotta take our fucking weapons and ride up on Washington. I don't think they mean it quite that way. But this guy's a little bit out there. He probably shouldn't be in the position of power he's in. That's all I'm saying. But I ain't got nothing else. It's pretty much like show. Got nothing. Droning on. I'm ready to fucking call it.
Yeah, me too.
All right.
Peace.